welcome to my channel and welcome to my Reading New Releases reading vlog. Before we get started, my name is Emily, I'm 27 years old, and thank you so much for watching today's video. I've discovered that every time I say that I think I can finish a book that night, it never happened. That I was thinking about these characters all day long. I guess I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself right now. All right, so let's get into it. It is April, it's springtime, which means we are getting a ton of new releases over the next few weeks from some great authors. So I thought it'd be fun to film a video reading some of these new releases over the next few weeks. So we're going to start off very strong with Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. My pre-order finally got delivered yesterday. So this book came out last Tuesday, it's now Sunday, and I was able to get started with this one last night. I am only about 25 pages in because I only read a few pages before bed. Don't even really know what this one is fully about. Sometimes with like an auto by author, I don't even read the synopsis and I just like kind of go in blind. This one I know is about a veterinarian, and I don't even know anything about the female main character yet, except that she saved a kitten. And that's kind of how this book starts. We start with our main character, Samantha, bringing a kitten that she rescued into the male main character, Xavier's veterinarian practice. That's all I know about this so far. I thought it'd be really fun to read some of these new releases together over the next few weeks, like I said. And yeah, I'm really excited. It is Sunday. I thought it'd be fun to go to a coffee shop and do some reading. I'll come back with a reading update in a little while. Hello again, I'm back with an update. I'm currently right in the middle of chapter 16, which is honestly kind of chaotic that I stopped in the middle of a chapter, which I don't normally do. On page 115 right now, and I feel like we're still in a bit of like the setup part of the book. So far we've gotten how the two main characters have met and we've seen the beginning of their relationship, and it is very sweet. It has that classic like Abby Jimenez banter and like situations that she puts her characters in that kind of lend to like really sweet and touching scenes. So I am really liking it so far. With that being said though, we are about 115 pages in, like I said, and I still feel like we're setting up and like getting to the crux of this story. And I don't have any complaints about that. I am really enjoying it so far. I don't have much to do tonight, so I'm probably just going to keep reading, and I'll probably get pretty far tonight, so we'll see what my thoughts are the next time we come back with a check-in. I forgot to mention this in my last check-in, but make sure you check the trigger and content warnings before you read this, because there are some parts of this that are a little sensitive and emotional. So I just got to one of those parts and yeah, that was tough to read. Yeah, I don't know how she does that. She just went from something that was like super emotional right into like cute and fun banter, but it doesn't feel like jarring. It feels like it's just naturally how people would be like conversing when they're getting to know each other. Yeah, I really love her writing. And I think I'm already having good feelings about this book. Hello again, I am back with an update. It is now the next day and I was able to get to page 195 last night. I am like truly flying through this book because it is just so engaging, and I just want to keep reading to find out what's going to happen with our two main characters. I just finished work for the day also, and so why am I so out of breath right now? Jeez. Sorry, I just finished work for the day and I am legitimately so invested in this story that I was thinking about these characters all day long. I'm really excited now that work is over for the day. It was a work from home day, so a little bit more relaxing than having to commute. So I'm hoping, my God, I'm still so out of breath. I don't even know why. Give me a second. Okay. I guess I'm just really excited right now. All right, anyway, like I was saying, I'm on page 195, just finished work for the day. Hopefully I'm going to actually finish this one up tonight because like I said, I'm flying through it. And yeah, I'm really loving it. I mentioned this in my last clip, but we are getting a lot of back and forth between really emotional scenes with our female main character, Samantha's family, and how her and her siblings and her grandmother and her father are trying to grapple with something that is truly so devastating and really hard to witness and read about and obviously experience in real life. So again, check those trigger warnings if you are going to be picking this one up. Our male main character, Xavier, has a pretty tough past as well. So that's like the heavy side of this story. But on the other side, we have all of these really like light and fun moments with our two main characters as they're starting to fall for each other and learn about each other, and just the lengths that the male main character is going to spend time with Samantha is just very refreshing to read. I just feel like nobody does these stories like Abby Jimenez, and I'm really liking this one. I have 5-star feelings, which I kind of felt like that going into it because of how I felt about Just for the Summer last year. And it is just so nice when a book meets your expectations. Like I said, hopefully I finish this one tonight. Today is Monday, which means tomorrow is Tuesday, and we know that that means we get a ton of new releases. So I think the next one we are going to pick up in this reading vlog, I guess I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself right now. I haven't even finished this book yet. But the next book that I want to pick up in this reading vlog is Enchantra by Kaylie Smith. This is the second book in the Wicked Games duology, and I am so excited for this one after I read Phantasma last year. The deadly game aspect of Phantasma was just so good, and I'm really hoping Enchantra, am I saying that right? Enchantra? Enchantra. That doesn't sound right. I don't know. We'll see if I'm saying that right. I don't know. I'm still out of breath. What is wrong with me right now? I've just been working all day. Like, I've literally been sitting in an office chair. I haven't done much. What was I trying to say? Oh, sorry. Geez, this is probably the most chaotic clip I've ever filmed. So hopefully if you're watching, you're sticking around. I don't know. All right, so I was talking about Enchantra, however you say it. I'm going to download that one on my Kindle because it's actually on Kindle Unlimited, and my pre-order definitely isn't going to be here by tomorrow. Honestly, if you pre-order from Barnes & Noble, you're probably going to be like the last person on earth to read a highly anticipated book. I usually try and get new releases from the like bookstore that's near me, just because it's kind of fun to like go there on release day and support a small bookstore. But there were a few that I had pre-ordered through Barnes & Noble just during their pre-order sale. I know I had pre-ordered Enchantra and it's not going to get here anytime soon this week. I do have to go into the city for work tomorrow, so I am going to definitely download that on my Kindle so I can read it while I'm commuting. So our goals for tonight: download Enchantra on my Kindle. Actually, I guess I can't do that till the morning. Push that goal to the morning. Second goal for tonight is to finish Say You'll Remember Me. I don't want to like rush through it, but it's just so quick to read, so I feel like I am going to be finishing this one up tonight. All right, I'm still out of breath. Okay, that's that. Right now I'm probably just going to read for a little bit now that I've finished work. I want to go on a walk, and usually I like to listen to audiobooks when I'm on a walk, but something about this book doesn't seem like I should be audiobooking it. I don't know. I'll probably just listen to music or something. Anyway, I'm going to go on a walk now. I'll come back later with an update, probably maybe tomorrow morning before I leave for work. I'll see you when I see you. Wednesday now, so last night, or I guess 2 nights ago, I said I was hoping to finish on Monday night, and I've discovered that every time I say that I think I can finish a book that night, it never happens. Like if I'm filming it for a reading vlog and I say that I'm going to finish it that night, it doesn't happen. So I'm gonna stop saying that moving forward. I didn't actually read anything on Monday night because this couch finally got delivered. So my fiance and I spent the evening putting this couch together. And by the time we were done, I was too tired to finish the book. But I did get to read a lot last night, which was Tuesday. So I only have about 50 pages left. I'm on page 300 and I think there's exactly there's 356 pages in this book. My thoughts are pretty much the same from the last time we checked in. I still feel like I'm getting a bit of whiplash between the really emotional scenes and then switching into something funny. So that balance is good, but it's also a little jarring at times. So I think I originally said it wasn't jarring because of the way that it was done in this book, but my thoughts are changing a bit. It is just happening so frequently where we're going from a really emotional scene to a funny scene. I also feel like it's a bit repetitive. Both of the main characters are talking a lot about the barriers to their relationship. There's really no solution, so they're kind of just talking about it. I'll have to wait and see when I finish it if I think this is going to be a 5-star book, but anyway, those are my thoughts for now. I'm about to finish this one up. And then I did get to start Enchantra on my Kindle during my commute the past 2 days. This one came out yesterday. The prologue, immediately hooked. The male main character has a lip ring. I'm hooked. I probably won't read any more of Enchantra tonight. I'll probably save this for the rest of the week. But overall, I have high hopes for Enchantra so far. My hard copy hasn't gotten delivered yet. Again, like I said, if you ordered from Barnes & Noble, you're going to be the last person in the world to read that book. But at least it's on Kindle Unlimited, so I can get a head start on that one before it gets delivered. Let's finish up Say You'll Remember Me and talk in a little while. I'll come back with like my full thoughts later. Initial reactions, I'm thinking 4 stars. There were some really sweet moments at the end. That's all I'm gonna say right now. Come back later with an update. I'm going to keep reading Enchantra. So far, we're having a very successful reading vlog. Good morning, everyone. I am back a few days later with a quick update. I've been reading Enchantra for the past few days, and I did switch over to the audiobook for a little while, just because I wanted to get further in the story. And while I didn't love the audiobook, I just feel like these types of books kind of lend itself well to having 2 narrators. So like there's only 1 narrator for the Enchantra audiobook. This isn't taking away from audiobook narrators at all because I am the worst impressionist. I can't do accents or anything like that. It's actually really, really funny when I try and do like an accent or an impression of something. So I could literally never be an audiobook narrator. Literally ever. So this is not taking away from audiobook narrators, but for these types of books like Enchantra, I feel like we need 2 narrators. It just works better for the story when there's a male narrator and a female narrator. Quick shout out to the Quicksilver audiobook, which is my favorite book of last year and the best audiobook I've ever listened to. So quick shout out to that. Yeah, so I was listening to the audiobook for a little while and I just don't think it's the type of book that I want to listen to the audiobook for. I was also reading it on my Kindle because my hard copy still hadn't been delivered yet. So again, Barnes & Noble, looking at you there. But it finally got delivered yesterday, so I thought I'd open this up and then before work started. Okay, my camera actually died in the middle of me trying to open this. So you didn't have to see that anyway, it was kind of sad to watch. But here she is. Hard copy of Enchantra finally, and I love the like contrast between this cover and Phantasma. So the cover of Phantasma is like red and black and spooky, and this one is very, I don't know, like Regency-esque, and you know, the purples and the blues. So you can tell that it's a different vibe than the other book is. My camera died again, so let's keep this quick. Anyway, liking Enchantra. I've heard that people like this one more than Phantasma, so I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of this story plays out. finished Enchantra, and I have some final thoughts on Enchantra to share before we wrap up this reading vlog. And I also realized I never shared my final thoughts on Say You'll Remember Me. Like, I think I filmed me finishing the book and my initial reaction, but now that I've sat on it for a few days, I have some thoughts I want to share about Say You'll Remember Me as well before we wrap up. So first things first, let's talk about Enchantra. This book definitely stands on its own from Phantasma, but it has the same energy and dynamic of the games and the other players within the games, which I think was done really well for this story. Because as I mentioned in another clip, their vibes are different, but they're similar. Phantasma takes place in New Orleans. This takes place at a villa in Italy. Phantasma feels a little more gothic to me, while this one feels a little more Regency with masquerade type themes and balls and dinners and things like that. I really liked how she was able to keep the same energy from Phantasma with the Wicked Games aspect of this, but make this book stand on its own with similar dynamics and things like that. We did have a subplot that was introduced in this book that wasn't fully explored, and it kind of was left hanging at the end, so I feel like that is the setup for book 3. I thought this was supposed to be a duology, but it sounds like now this is going to have more books in the series, which is exciting because I do like this series a lot. So I think that subplot will be explored in book 3, because as I mentioned, like the epilogue kind of left it hanging. I'm just not really sure how like the games aspect of things will be incorporated into that subplot, so that will be interesting to see. I kept picturing Rowan, the male main character, as Damon from Vampire Diaries, so do with that what you will, but Rowan was giving me strong Damon vibes. Like very strong Damon vibes. And then the other thing that I liked was this book and Phantasma take place primarily in one setting because they're trapped in this game. But in this book, we kind of step out of that setting in a few different ways and are able to see other areas of this world, which I liked. So I don't want to give too much away, but while the book primarily takes place in one setting, I think stepping out of that setting for a few scenes was really good for the plot and for the story. And it kind of just expanded the world as a whole, so I did like that aspect as well. I can't decide if I like this better than Phantasma. We did get a cameo from our characters from Phantasma, which I really like when that happens in like these interconnected standalones. So it's hard for me to say if I like Phantasma or Enchantra more, but I think they both have the same rating for me, which is 4.5 stars. So if you enjoyed Phantasma last year and you're looking for a new romantasy book, I would definitely recommend Enchantra. I think this one was really well done and I enjoyed it. Oh, one thing though, there was one trope at the end. When I started reading it, I was like, oh my gosh, no, please do not have this happen here. But then it was resolved rather quickly. Just keep that in mind. There was that trope though, when it started, I was like, absolutely not. If you've read this and you know exactly what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments, because I got really nervous for a second and I was like, oh my gosh, please don't ruin this story. But it was resolved rather quickly and everything was okay. I do want to talk about Say You'll Remember Me really quick. So I apologize. I was like thinking about my thoughts on this book, and I'm pretty sure I was very inconsistent with my messaging in all of my previous clips, because I really couldn't decide how I was feeling about this one, because on the one hand, I liked the aspects of the book where we were getting really emotional scenes and then like funny and charming scenes. But it also was a lot at times. Like we were switching back and forth between those two types of scenes a lot. So there was that. And then the other thing was it felt very repetitive at times. We were kind of just repeating the same problem and there wasn't a solution for most of the book. The story played out where it was like, problem happens, the main characters see each other, they talk about the problem, then they're separated and they're talking about the problem. Then they see each other again. And I don't know, it just felt a little repetitive to me. I liked it, but it's not my favorite book by her. I think I landed on 3.5 stars for this one after I sat on it for a few days. I think I initially said 4 stars, but after sitting on it for a few days, I think it is actually 3.5 stars for me. It's not a bad book, it's just not my favorite by her, and I just think that the repetition took away from the story for me. But there was one really sweet thing at the end that had me tearing up a little bit, and I really liked how that kind of came full circle towards the end of the book. Those are the 2 new releases that we read during our Reading New Releases reading vlog. I think this was a pretty successful reading vlog. I think that's where we'll end this for today. So thank you so much for watching this reading vlog. I definitely want to do another one of these reading vlogs for other new releases that are coming out throughout 2025. I know we're getting a ton of new releases in June. We're getting The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig in May, and that is one of my most anticipated reads of 2025. So I definitely want to do one of these videos again. So let me know if there's any new releases that you want me to read during a reading vlog in the comments. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please do all those classic YouTube things like comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, and bye for now.